India and China clash again at a disputed border. Things don't go well for Chinese troops. Welcome back to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. The India-China border conflict doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon, because India and China have faced off once again. According to the Indian Ministry of Defense, on the night of August 29th, the People's Liberation Army carried out provocative military movements to change the status quo. But Indian troops preempted this PLA activity and captured strategic heights. It happened here at Pangong Lake, which is in eastern Ladakh. Back in May, Indian and Chinese soldiers fought at this same lake. The lake is at the line of actual control, the border along the disputed territory that India and China both claim. According to the Telegraph, this latest clash happened when around 500 Chinese troops had tried to cross into Spangur, a narrow valley near the village of Chushul, and 3 hours of hand-to-hand combat ensued. Chushul is a village south of Pangong Lake. This is the first time that Chinese and Indian soldiers have fought on the southern bank. According to reports, Chinese troops tried to cross the line of actual control. But those reports are wrong, obviously, because China never crosses the line, according to the Chinese Foreign Ministry.
China has never proactively provoked any war or conflict. We have never invaded or occupied an inch of other countries' land. In fact, China's border troops have always strictly observed the actual borderline. We've never crossed it.
You know what? She's right. China has never crossed the line. They just moved the line, like they did in the South China Sea. Which obviously means the Indian side is to blame for crossing the line that the Chinese military had so thoughtfully moved.
India's actions seriously violated China's territorial sovereignty. We urge the Indian side to stop all kinds of provocations and immediately withdraw those personnel who illegally crossed the border.
So what was India's serious violation? Well, apparently a retaliatory special operations battalion seized a Chinese camp in the surrounding hills of Pangong Lake. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Reports say that the Indian troops that seized the Chinese military post were part of the Special Frontier Force, also known as Vikas Battalion. They're a covert operations force that's largely made up of ethnic Tibetans, and I would assume that they are highly motivated to fight China's PLA. Now, Pangong Lake is one of the areas where India and China disagree on the exact location of the line of actual control, which means it's a great place for Chinese troops to try to move the borderline, which is what they successfully did back in May. After clashes on the north bank of the lake, Chinese soldiers occupied land that was previously patrolled by both sides, but not permanently occupied by either. And they started building roads in the area. Pangong Lake used to be a popular tourist area in India, but not anymore. Within the past few months, analysts said the Chinese have built observation towers, fortified bunkers, and 2 new marinas. Now, this isn't new. We've talked about China's salami slicing strategy before, where they take small amounts of territory at a time, which worked great for them in the South China Sea. And locals in the region have complained for years that Chinese troops have been steadily nibbling away at Indian territory, taking over high-altitude pasture land and blocking traditional herding routes, and that the Indian Army knew about this and did nothing. But that's no longer the case, as the Indian military's preemptive action last weekend shows. After the clashes back in May and June, both India and China agreed to disengage their troops from the region. But India has accused China of not actually disengaging, which, given what happened over the weekend, seems like a fair concern. Both sides have now started another military dialogue to solve the situation. But the Chinese Communist Party is not used to having their salami slicing strategy called out and directly challenged on the ground. So the real question is, Will the Indian military's actions stop China from moving the border on the line of actual control? We'll have to wait and see. And now is the time when I answer questions from one of you, a fan who supports China Uncensored on the crowdfunding website Patreon. Jordan Larimore asks, what are the chances of a String of Pearls tour in South/Southeast Asia? You want us to tour South and Southeast Asia. Sounds like fun. We've traveled quite a bit for China Uncensored over the years, but the last time we did a tour of several countries in a row like this was back in 2016 in our Pivot to Asia tour. We traveled to Taiwan, the Philippines, the Scarborough Shoal, Hong Kong, and Macau. And we left for our trip the night of the 2016 presidential election. We were tired and confused. But a String of Pearls tour sounds fun. Maybe after the coronavirus pandemic. All we would have to do is hit Pakistan, the Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Okay, I'm starting to feel exhausted already. But I definitely hit Djibouti. All kidding aside, one place we definitely want to go to is India. I'm imagining being in a Bollywood movie, meeting the Dalai Lama, and last but not least, a China Uncensored fan meetup on the line of actual control. How great would that be? Thanks for your question, Jordan. And thank you for watching. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe. We publish new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So if you're not seeing them, check to make sure you're still subscribed and have notifications set to all. And if you like uncensored news about China, please support the show on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/ChinaUncensored to see how. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.